What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Fleaflicker NFL Show. It's episode 25. I wish I could have some special sound effects, some cheering, but unfortunately, I'm not that technologically savvy. I'm your host, Ari Boomer, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Amal. What's up, Amal?
What's up, Ari? Episode 25. Can't wait to get it started, man. Can't believe we finished 25 episodes. We're about to finish now, 25 episodes of this. It's great that we put the time, effort in. I mean, we should be doing it more often, but sometimes it's busy, man. Life's busy. So
Fair enough.
yeah. I mean, I definitely wish I could do it more often, but I'm happy that we got to get through the 25 episodes so far, man. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
There's a lot of news. Before we get into it, I just want to shout out the Fleaflicker podcast on Instagram. You can go follow that. I try to post. It's a bit hard to post, but I try to post, just all the breakdowns, all the rankings, all that fun stuff that we do on the podcast. It'll probably end up on there if I don't get too lazy. And also, I'd like to shout out the Sports Saga YouTube channel. I'm going to rename it eventually, but as of now, that's where you can find the videos for all these podcasts. So you can actually see this tier maker list as we're doing it instead of us just hearing us bumble around in the audio. And also, you get to see some of the film reviews I'm doing for some of the wide receivers who were drafted in the 2020 NFL draft. I did one on Jalen Reagor. I did one on CeeDee Lamb. And there's one on Michael Pittman coming out in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. And, yeah, Amal, you ready to hop into some of this news?
Yeah, I'll go from old to new news. So first, I'll start with Dalvin Cook is planning to hold out because the Vikings apparently are giving them a disrespectful offer. Arib, you've given your thoughts multiple times throughout these 25 episodes on your thoughts on running backs getting paid. Do you think my man Dalvin Cook should be getting paid?
Yes. I mean, I think all running backs, like from a I obviously want them to get paid because, they're high-end athletes who are putting their bodies on the line and their brains, and God forbid any of them get CTE. But no, because that's just a stupid way to build a team if you're the Vikings. And also the Vikings are extremely strapped for cash right now. Even after trading Stephon Diggs, they're extremely strapped for cash. And they gave Kirk Cousins a long-term extension, I think, for 3 more years. So they're pretty strapped for cash overall in the next couple of years. So if I want them to pay Dalvin Cook because he's a fun player for that team, and I think losing a player like Dalvin Cook is not going to help their offense. But if there's you have to go through the decision of letting Dalvin Cook go and letting someone like Anthony who's the backup there? Alexander Madison, letting Alexander Madison take over the ropes and maybe being able to sign another key free agent or extend someone else like Adam Thielen, even though Adam Thielen just also signed a long-term contract. But just, for argument's sake, like, who knows, maybe someone big hits free agency. They need help on defense, whatever it may be in the future. Signing Dalvin Cook versus not signing Dalvin Cook and signing someone else who's probably playing a more impactful position, no brainer for me.
Yeah, agreed. I have no doubt about that. Next, I want to add to the news. I want to add basically about the players that are kneeling this NFL season. Our president, Donald Trump, still insists on players to stand during the national anthem. But many players have stood up against him, such as Kyler Murray, multiple different players. I mean, Colin Kaepernick, if he comes back too, we'll talk about him later in this as well. I believe Baker Mayfield is too. Yeah, a bunch of different players.
There's a ton of players. I've heard lots of Eagles players as well. I think it would be cool if there's like a mass protest, because obviously there are some injustices in this country that need more attention drawn to it. I just hope that, people don't twist the message of the protest, because we all know what they're fighting for against police brutality. And I think it's great to see. It would be great to see a ton of people, like entire teams potentially kneeling. And I think that'll be something that will for sure happen too.
Yeah, I agree. I also want to touch on Deebo Samuel. He suffered a broken foot. Speedy recovery. Wish him the best. I think he'll come back in October, roughly, which is still good. But yeah, then this raises the stock of their first round pick, Brendan Ayuk. So Reeb, I'm pretty sure you'll be doing your film review on him sooner or later for sure.
Yeah, I think he's going to be my next guy after Michael Pittman. I was just thinking about that. So,
yeah, and
stay
then
tuned.
yeah. Next is Jamal Adams. This has been the main headline all throughout
Over the last week, yeah.
Yeah. Jamal Adams has requested a trade from the New York Jets. Adam Gase still wants to keep him, but he doesn't care. He wants to. Jamal Adams wants to leave the Jets. There's even video of him trying. He says he's trying to become a Dallas Cowboy. I think that's his number one intended team.
He also released like a list of 7 teams, and I find that so hilarious that like this man isn't even a free agent, but he's already acting like he is. Just sort of funny.
Eagles, Cowboys, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Niners, Seahawks. I think I like how he just put out like 7 playoff teams just like that.
Exactly.
As if like you can just like wave the magic wand and get what you want. That's hilarious. That's not some Kawhi Leonard type BS, man. I'm not a fan of it. I think he doesn't have the leverage, I don't think, in this situation whatsoever, because the team still wants to keep him. So yeah. Also, he also would love to be on the Bucks. That's another thing too. Other news.
Quick question on that, Amal. Do you think come, September or whatever, if there are even NFL games this year, come the start of the season, do you think Jamal Adams will be on the Jets or will he be traded?
I think he'll be on the Jets. I think it'll be the same situation as Ramsey. I think he'll get traded by the deadline though.
Okay, I agree with you on that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, your man Dallas Goedert was in a
man
bar.
Got rocked, bro.
He got rocked. He got knocked out. He got dang. Man.
The real question is though, like, what's the point of being like 6'5" and like 260 pounds if you're gonna get knocked out in one punch? Like, let's be honest here.
That's a valid question though. I mean, that dude is huge. He's a huge guy. I'm surprised someone just sucker punched him with one shot. That's crazy. He fell hard. Yeah, that's crazy. Other Cowboys related news. Dak Prescott signed his franchise tender for $31 million. I've always been in the mood of saying he should do this. But I mean, hey, he lasted as long as he could. And yeah, if he plays up to par, then he can finally get the payday that he's looking for.
Just some side note on that. I think I just saw a post by JPA Football. I cannot speak. And he said something along the lines of he's probably going to sign an extension before the deadline of July 15th, I believe it is. So be on the lookout. I think he's probably going to sign him within the next 2 or 3 weeks, which will be pretty exciting because it's probably going to come close to resetting the QB market.
Yeah, and he is still adamant on signing a 4-year deal. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, the Niners are lobbying to sign Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant, to me, I thought he was long gone. Wish him the best, though. I hope he comes back because he tried coming back to New Orleans and then he couldn't even play. Like,
yeah, man, he tore his Achilles like practice, the first practice.
It's the first day, exactly. That's gotta suck, man. Yeah, that really sucks. I wish. I hope he gets the roster spot for the Niners. The other thing I want to talk about, actually, is there
Kaepernick, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Kaepernick. Yeah, Kaepernick's gaining a lot of interest across many teams. I don't know these teams, I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of owners are supporting signing him. So
even the president said he would be fine with Kaepernick coming back.
Exactly. I think it's a matter of time. I think I would be pleasantly surprised if it was before the season, but I think during the season he'll definitely get signed.
See, I feel like if he does get signed, though, it's just going to be like a cop out, sort of like, oh, we sort of blackmailed you, and we can't admit to blackmailing you, so we're just gonna sign you instead. I don't
They
know.
could
I
also
just
be
find it.
doing it for clout too, though, man.
I feel like it's
Uh,
gonna get like a negative
the entire
connotation behind it.
the entire community's behind him, man.
Yeah, I mean Kaepernick. See, I don't know if he still has the skill to play in the NFL, and if he does, obviously he should be
He
signed.
says he claims he's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, his workout video at that high school. Obviously it looks good, but he's also no one's rushing him, and when he's rushed, that man kills it. So we've seen his running plays. Kaepernick's one of my favorite QBs of this past decade. Absolute beast. He was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson. So yeah, I really liked him. I hope he comes back, man. And I think if a team does sign him, I could easily see him stealing backup job, and then if a player goes down, get the starting job, and then he could even maintain it if he's really playing up to that standard.
Yeah, I mean, a team that stands out to me maybe is like the Chargers, if they're not completely like sold on Tyrod and Herbert taking over like immediately. So just a quick, team that came up to my mind.
Yeah. The next news I want to talk about, Antonio Brown. He's been looked at by the Baltimore Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are known for taking controversial players, obviously, especially after they took Josh Gordon. So I'm not really surprised that they were interested in Antonio Brown. Plus, the Seahawks are always interested in adding a receiver. So
exactly, every receiver's in there in the discussion. So it's there.
Yeah. AB on the Ravens would be crazy. AB on the Seahawks would also be crazy. I think that would automatically set them over the top because he is an all-pro receiver. I think even now he's still an all-pro receiver, no doubt, because I think he's putting in the work. I mean,
his work ethic.
I think he's reizing now what he did was wrong this past year. I'm happy to see that. I think
it did come out that he was getting help actually, and I think he's seeing a therapist or something like that. So shout out to AB for being good at doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
And also his work ethic is literally godly. I mean, man, he was, again, people forget he was a 6th round pick. Like, he's probably the Tom Brady of wide receivers almost.
Yeah, agreed. He's killing it, man. And you can easily turn around. I mean, there's guys like athletes like Tiger Woods, drug addict, even alcoholic, and he turned around and won a Masters this past year. So I mean, it's definitely possible for AB to turn this all around, still be the best receiver in the NFL. It's definitely possible.
The AB redemption arc is going to be one of the better ones.
If I were to bet on any player to do it, it would be Antonio Brown as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The NFL wasn't the same without him, man, last year.
Yeah, agreed. Also, other news, I'm wondering, I have a question to ask you. What if Peyton Manning was on the Redskins instead of the Broncos? Because apparently Mike Shanahan at the time he's very good friends with Peyton Manning. But unfortunately the Redskins decided to take RG3, who at the time was a great pick. Arguably he was even a better pick than Luck at that time. He was insane. Rookie of the year, even better than Russell Wilson. But yeah, and that's why the interest died out. Could you imagine the Redskins with Peyton Manning, or can you just not imagine that?
I mean, if I remember what I read, it was because Kyle Shanahan was there, and I guess
Kyle and
Kyle, both Shanahans were there, and again, even when he was with the Redskins, Shanahan was a god who saw what he did with RG3 that year. I think that would have been interesting. That would have been 2012, right? So, I mean, do I think that if any player could overcome an organization being completely incompetent and having a trash owner and a trash GM, I think Peyton Manning would definitely be on the top of that list. But I'm just thinking, what were the weapons? Like, who did they have at wide receiver? I'm assuming their O-line wasn't that great, but I mean, I feel like Peyton Manning would have made it work. They probably would have been like a playoff team until, eventually Peyton Manning's arm completely just fell off.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see if there's any other news. Oh, the Hall of Fame game is canceled this season because of coronavirus.
Yeah, moved to 2021.
Yeah, not a big deal. But let's hope the regular season games stay. Other news: Josh Gordon is reinstating.
Yep.
Expects a decision within the next 30 days. It's going to be interesting to see whether he will be reinstated because he's been having a bunch of these troubles. He's blamed this past trouble that he had on he relapsed because of a family member passing away or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. Other
Only
news,
wishing good things for Josh Gordon.
Yeah, for sure. Other news: Ezekiel Elliott got charged from a lawsuit for attacking because a woman was attacked by his 3 dogs. That's I feel bad for this man sometimes, man. He's always getting in these lawsuits. It was college, now in the NFL, and now this is the second time in the NFL.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the hair, man. He gotta get a haircut, and people will stop thinking he's a gangster.
It's the nose. Yeah.
Dude, I can 100% say that Zeke has the worst hair in the NFL.
Agreed, no doubt, he does. Yeah, not a question actually. Last news. This is actually bitter news. This is not news that you would like to hear, but 7 years ago, Aaron Hernandez was arrested and charged for murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great player, man. He was a great player.
Just a sad story. A whole decline there.
Yeah. If you guys want to learn more about Aaron Hernandez, watch the Netflix series. Oh my God.
I haven't watched it. Would you recommend it?
Yes, I would. That guy's a madman. I'll leave it at that. But what's
it called there? The documentary.
I don't remember what it's called. You can look it up though.
I'm sure it'll be easy to find.
Yeah. Now we can move on finally to what we're planning on for today, which is the NFL running back tier list. So the tiers that we have listed here are, let's see here. We got elite, borderline elite, star, potential, average, backup, and then the meme tier here is Eddie Lacy, because Eddie Lacy did have a great start, but then he became, let's say, overweight, couldn't make
that's a kind way of putting it.
Yeah. The Seahawks were trying to make him beast mode 2.0, did not work whatsoever. Now he doesn't.
He averaged like 2.3 yards a carry that year too.
And then the last one's bust. Meme and bust, I guess you can. They're both. I guess.
No. The last one's unknown because we have rookies.
My bad. Unknown is the last one. Yeah, unknown. Yeah.
Honestly, though, we could probably get rid of that and just put them where we think they'll finish anyway. But we'll just see how it goes as we play.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah. First player on this list. We'll get the teams, I guess, out of the way. We'll do it by teams. I don't know. We'll see. First player is Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones last season was amazing. Even though he was very touchdown dependent in my fantasy team for sure. He was a great player all around. I think you can I think he's definitely, you can't put star potential because he's been there for quite some time. You could put him high end average.
I think he's borderline elite. I'm gonna be honest. I think
elite.
Anyone borderline. I think anyone who scores like 19 touchdowns or whatever he scored, you've got to be pretty good. You got to have a good nose for the end zone. So,
okay. Well, in that case, then. Okay, then.
And also, he plays well in the receiving game, and on top of that, he's not necessarily splitting carries with Jamal Williams, but he's not like the main dog there. There's another guy there. So, I think borderline elite would be like the lowest I'd be willing to go. I think average is a disgrace, if I'm being honest.
Really? The thing is with him, he's like, I don't know. Let me see. I need to. I'm not. I was high on Aaron Jones though. He was on a lot of my fantasy teams. I can put him at high end star. I think. Now
You
looking,
mean
I'm
borderline
looking at his.
elite? You mean?
Yeah. Finally, we can put him at borderline elite. Yeah, we can do that. Why not? I'm looking at his stats right now. So
1,500 scrimmage yards, like 19 or 20 touchdowns, whatever it was.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
think that's definitely like anyone who puts up like 1,500 plus yards from scrimmage, you're immediately in, I think, that upper echelon of running backs for me.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, now I'm looking at it. Yeah, do it. Go for it. Yeah, he's a really good running back. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, now we have the legend himself, the man who's literally trying to pull a Frank Gore 2.0 while Frank Gore is still alive. Adrian Peterson, where do you put him, Momo?
All right, so Adrian Peterson's no doubt the best running back career-wise on this list. No doubt.
By far,
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, Frank Gore's not on this. I don't think he might.
He is on this list, but
yeah,
Frank Gore has nothing on.
But
AP.
Frank Gore is nothing compared to AP. AP is also one of my favorite running backs, and that I've ever seen. He's right now. I think he's serviceable, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's serviceable or average. I think he's more.
I think average for sure. I think
average, yeah. Okay, that's fine with me.
Cam Akers or
Cam. Next is no, this is AJ Dillon.
Oh yeah, AJ Dillon. Yeah.
AJ Dillon, who's now also on the Packers. We're gonna put him as the unknown. Simple because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be fighting with Aaron Jones, who we just said put up 1,500 scrimmage yards. Jamal Williams is a great, receiving threat out of the backfield, and I'm going to be honest. I don't see the point of drafting a second round running back when you had so many holes when you're the Packers. But again, I just don't see a clear line to getting carries there, I think.
Correct. I agree. Next, we have Alexander Madison, who was pretty good this year. I'm not going to lie.
We filled in for Dalvin Cook during injuries.
Average?
I don't think I can put him. I think average for sure, but I think he has star potential, but he's never going to get the carries as long as
he's never going to get. Yeah, but this upcoming season, you're not going to see it because he's Dalvin Cook. Oh well, you could see it if Dalvin Cook still holds out.
Would you put AP over Alexander Madison? Because I 100% would.
I would, yeah, I would.
Even though the Redskins have a huge running back by committee.
No, I still would, no doubt.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Redskins have like 5 or 6 running backs there who could all like be stealing carries from each other. They got Bryce Love. They have J.D. McKissick, Darius Geis. If you ever gets it together, so
he's killing. He's really good, Darius Geis. I think we'll get to
if he gets healthy. Yeah, even when he played last year, he was good. But I think we'll probably get to that. I think he's on this list. Alvin Kamara, he's elite for me. He's the highest tier.
Yeah, he's the highest tier. He might be. He's not the high. I don't know if he's the highest, but he's the highest tier. Yeah, he's elite, no doubt.
His ability to break tackles and slip away from contact is just like miraculous. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Dalvin Cook's also elite, no doubt. I think he's even. I think you could argue that he's better than Kamara.
Wait, who's 31 again or 21? The next, because 33 is Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook elite. Would you put Dalvin Cook above Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Okay. This player is Amir Abdullah, I want to say. So
yeah,
Amir Abdullah for me, he's a backup, nothing more.
Okay? Yeah, I'm cool with that. You don't want to put him at Eddie Lacy? No, he's not there yet.
He's not that type of. I mean, he was drafted over.
He was a second round
David Johnson. Yeah, I mean, he was drafted over David Johnson and just never did anything with the Lions. Again, the Lions are a cursed nation, and he's not going to.
Dude, Eddie Lacy here is also known as bust in my opinion. too, because Eddie
Oh
Lacy
no, Eddie Lacy is the bust here.
it's a meme and a bust pick. So, and a bust pick. So Amir Abdullah, you could argue there, but if you want, you can put him there. You can put him at backup. Next,
Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler. He's insane.
I think
good.
he's borderline elite. I think
Yeah,
I'd put
I
him
agree.
below Aaron Jones for now.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I mean, Austin Eckler, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but he had something like 1,500 scrimmage yards or something like that, something like ridiculous. He had like a ton of catches. The way, I mean, do you see his workouts, bro? His workouts are insane as well. Like, he's just a freak all around, and I'm happy he got paid by the Chargers. He was, I read some reports that he was thinking that he wouldn't even get an extension from them, and I'm happy he did, and I think he's going to be a stud now that Melvin Gordon isn't there.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very valid point. Next on this list, we have
24 from the Steelers. It's not James Conner. It's the other guy, whose name I cannot remember currently, but he is
Jalen.
He's
Samuel.
a backup. Jalen Samuel. He's a backup, right? Like nothing more.
Yeah, he's a backup. Yeah, only backup. Yeah. Next,
Moving up here. Yep. So Cam Akers, he got drafted by dude, I'm forgetting who he got drafted by, but he the Rams, right? So
yeah.
So I think he has star potential for me right now. I'm gonna be honest, because even though I think the Rams' offensive line is bad, without Todd Gurley there, I think there's no way you don't invest, the second, third round pick or whatever you gave up for him, high draft capital, and you don't have him starting over everyone else who's playing running back there.
Daryl Henderson, etc. Yeah.
Daryl Henderson hasn't done anything.
John Kelly, a bunch of different randos.
Just a bunch of guys, and I think Cam Akers is going to supersede all those guys, and he's going to end up being the starting running back by probably week 8.
All right, next we have
Chris Carson. Is that Rashad Penny? That's Chris Carson.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That is
Chris Carson. Chris Carson is borderline elite for me as well, but I think he's like the lowest end.
Yeah, agreed.
And Chris Carson, I think he's that like running back who's just like, he's like pretty good at everything, except he's pretty bad at fumbling, but he's pretty good at everything, but he isn't really elite at anything, I feel like, as well. Like he's a pretty decent tackle breaker. He's decent long end speed, but he's not really like elite at anything, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with that. But he did have a
good year until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Next up, CMC, the legend himself. He's the highest player on this list for me, 100%.
Yep, he's the highest player on this list for me as well.
And there's a few players you could debate, but
I think there's only one player you can debate, Derrick Henry.
I mean, I would debate Saquon as well, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Saquon, yeah, too. Yeah. I completely forgot about Saquon this year, not gonna lie, only because of his injury. He was and he was on an irrelevant team, so that also
yeah. Saquon.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I want to see Saquon go off, even if he's playing for a rival team.
Yeah. Next we have the first running back taken in this past draft, Clyde Edwards-Bellaire, who's now on the Kansas City Chiefs, last pick in the first round. I think he has star potential as well, but I think he's going to start off by splitting with Damian Williams, who we'll get to later in this list as well. I think obviously unknown, but I think he has, if I were to put him, I'd probably put him as obviously star potential.
Yeah. Would you put him above Cam Akers? Because the way I see it, I think Clyde is a better player, and he'll probably start over Damian Williams. But it's gonna take a while, probably till mid-season, whatever it is. But I also think Clyde is just a better player than Cam Akers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm cool with that. Next
up, Damian Williams, right?
Yep, Damian Williams.
He's average for me. I mean, he doesn't really do anything special, even though to be fair to him, he had a great Super Bowl, probably was second, like runner up to MVP there, Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, I agree. He's average.
Would you put him above AP or below AP?
I'd put him above. AP's kind of inconsistent.
I think AP is just going to be average the rest of his career, but he's going to just be like you
He's
won't
gonna
really notice him, and then
he's gonna have spurts of brilliance though.
Yeah, he'll have like one good game, two good games every year, and then you'll go back and check his stat line, and it's going to be like, like 900 yards, and you're going to be like, how the hell did he do that? Because he literally shouldn't have a leg anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Next
up here,
Deandre Swift, the second running back taken in the draft.
Drafted by the Lions.
Yep.
He's also probably going to split early in his career, but I think he has the clearest path to starting immediately because Carrion is just injured all the time.
I don't think he's the clearest path because Ariane Johnson is still a good running back. And I think they're still planning on splitting with him. I think this is he's a better running back though than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I think star potential is higher than his. Or is higher than him.
Okay, interesting. Because I think Clyde is a better player, as in he has more intangibles than him. But at the same time, I think he's probably just going to play. See,
here's
my argument.
More though, too.
Here's my argument for you, though.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
So the Chiefs, right? They're the Chiefs, and the Lions are the Lions, and Matt Patricia is still their coach. That is my entire argument.
All right, you won me. Go for it. You'll always win any debate if you bring up Matt Patricia for the reason. If you're against the Lions, man. Any debate. Yep. All right. Next, we have that I know for a fact that's Daryl Henderson, right?
Daryl Henderson, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that much about Daryl Henderson. I mean, from what I've heard, he doesn't get a lot of playing time.
Unknown.
I think unknown is probably the best place to put him. Like, he hasn't really done anything his entire career, has he? And he was drafted relatively high, I want to say, right?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going to put him below A.J. Dillon as well because, I mean, I feel like I know A.J. Dillon would probably be good, but I don't know enough about Daryl Henderson in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, a star who's fallen, we have David Johnson. Where would you put David Johnson?
For
me, he's average.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you put it? I think I'm going to put him above Damian Williams solely because I think David Johnson. I mean, the Texans traded away DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, so I'm assuming in whatever twisted up thing that you'd call a mind that Bill O'Brien has, he's planning on using David Johnson. And I don't think David Johnson really has much competition there either, to be honest. So I'd put him above.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, David Montgomery, he's the Eddie Lacy tier for me.
Yeah, I agree, actually, because he had a year to prove himself, in my opinion. He was the starting running back, no doubt.
And he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing.
Bro, he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He was useless. He was more useless than Cohen. And Cohen, I mean, I don't even want to talk about him. He was also trash. Yeah, Eddie Lacy, tier. Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I don't understand how you have almost 250 carries and you don't have 900 yards. Like, that's just mind-boggling to me. Like, I get, like, you could have a bad offensive line, but, I mean, he didn't even do anything in the receiving game either. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I don't understand either. It's quite sad, actually. next on this list?
Derrick Henry, King Henry himself.
For now, he can put him highest.
You put him highest above CMC?
Second.
Okay. Yeah, I just think because CMC does more. But I think I don't know.
I think he's a better pure runner, though.
He's a better pure running back, but again, we're ranking them as players, I feel like, rather than just pure running backs. And running backs have to do everything now.
Yep, I agree. And I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if Henry doesn't like. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't keep it up to the same extent as he did last year.
I mean, the way he ended the end of the last season, I think he played like 8 games and he had like 200 yards or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He was averaging like 150 yards a game.
That would be if he has that again, dude. He's the best. He's up there, man, for one of the best running backs I've seen. If he gets it again, yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just happy he finally had a true breakout.
8 games, man, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It's ridiculous. And again, he's not catching the ball much. And when he does, it's usually like some 70, 80-yard screen. And you're like, what the hell? How did that happen? That guy's way too big to be moving that fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, Darius Guice. For me, I can only put him
unknown.
I've got to put him unknown. Because you can make an argument for star potential, but getting hurt that many times.
He hasn't done anything. No.
I mean, you can make the argument that none of these guys have done anything as well. But at the same time, they haven't had like multiple ACL tears like in back-to-back
seasons. Guys is entering into his 3rd season, Arib. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really want Guice to succeed, but the injuries for me have to knock him to unknown, even though he definitely had star potential coming in.
Do you think he'll start over AP or will he split?
He's gonna split. And like I said, they have JD McKissick, they have Bryce Love, who was gonna be like, he probably would have been a first rounder if he didn't tear his ACL and had declared a year earlier from Stanford. I mean, man is probably one of the fastest running backs I've seen.
He was a Heisman candidate, man. That guy's crazy.
He was a Heisman candidate. He had like 2,100 yards or something ridiculous like that from scrimmage. His junior year, I believe. He was a monster. And I hope if things don't work out for Darius Guice, I hope Bryce Love can at least start showing the signs that he's a great player. And again, I think last year was his rookie year, and he was coming off an ACL tear that he suffered in his senior year at Stanford. And again, most players, they don't fully recover from that ACL year one. It's very rare. I mean, AP is probably the only player that I can think off the top of my head who came back and was somehow better, let alone just coming back, period. So Bryce Love will be a player to watch.
Agreed.
Devin Singletary, next up.
Singletary. I think he's
star potential.
Star potential. Oh no, I think he's a star. I think he's star.
See, okay, so on my list, I don't have stars. So I put him low end, borderline elite.
Yeah, borderline elite. Yeah, then that's where I'd put him. Yeah. Star potential. You could put. I don't know.
Looking at his stats though, like, has he truly broken out, or is he just like shown flashes?
That's a good point. Well, he's now the sole running back there, though. He's not splitting with anyone now.
And I mean, he is though. They drafted Zach Moss from Utah.
That's true, but I don't think he's gonna be major impact to him.
Yards from scrimmage, he didn't have 1,000 yards from scrimmage, and he had 4 touchdowns total, 4 fumbles. I think star potential, highest end star potential.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do
because
that.
I can't put him at the same level as Chris Carson until he's had like 1,200
that's
yards.
why. Yeah. I don't think he's on the same level as Chris Carson. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Next up, we got wild, crazy hair man. Looks like he's homeless himself. Zeke Elliott.
Obviously he's elite. I think he's above Kamara.
I'd put him above Dalvin Cook as well because he hasn't gotten hurt. and he's consistently
I
put up
think
good numbers.
that's a valid point. That's a valid point. He didn't get hurt. He's never gotten hurt.
And you could
He's
definitely make the argument he's better than Henry as well. But going into 2020, just the way Henry finished off the season.
Zeke's been good every year he's played. Well, this past year, his numbers were not as high.
His numbers weren't as high, but they were still like remarkably good for like any other running back.
Yeah, his numbers also weren't as high because Jason Garrett was the coach. So, yeah, I'm cool with that.
So would you put him above Henry or below?
Yeah,
if I could put them side by side, I would.
Entering into the season, yeah, I will. I'm not gonna lie because I think
above.
Yeah, I'll put him above. Yeah.
I'm neutral, so I'll put him above as well because I think they're honestly tied in my opinion. I'll give the edge to Zeke because I think
Zeke's done it longer.
Other than Travis Frederick, they didn't really lose. Like the Titans lost a key tackle, and the Cowboys didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have the GOAT Frank Gore, and by that I mean,
he's a GOAT. Yeah, no doubt, a GOAT.
I'm putting him in the Eddie Lacy tier for the memes.
No, you can put him in. You can put him. Yeah, you can put him. Yeah.
I think backup. Would you put him backup?
Yeah, I'd put him at backup. I'd put him.
I think backup or high end average.
No, he's backup. He's backup. Not anymore, Reed. Not anymore. He's not like that anymore. Definitely not.
Fair enough. I mean, I just still imagine. Like, I don't even know.
They have Le'Veon.
They have Le'Veon.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way he's.
Yeah, exactly. Then he's he's backup.
Next up, we got a Ravens running back, and
that's
not.
That's Justice Hill.
Justice Hill. No, it's Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards,
bad. Justice Hill's not on. Is he on this list? No, he's not. Gus.
He is.
Gus Edwards is he's backup.
I'd put him at backup as.
No, you can put him at Eagles here. Actually, he's trash.
I put him average.
No, he's trash. Reed, he's not that good, man.
He puts up pretty good numbers. I feel like though, he averages like upwards of 5 yards of carries, and he's had like over 130 carries the last 2 years. Like
last 2 years.
The way I'd see it, you can't put Alexander. I don't think Alexander Madison is a better player than Gus Edwards.
Really?
I think they're tied.
Okay, fine. All right, I'm fine with that.
I'm winning all these debates today. Joe Richard, he's a weird player for me.
He's now in the Cowboys, right?
No, I think he's still with the Raiders, I want to say.
Oh, really? Anyways, Jalen Richard, I think. Well,
he's backup, but he also catches a ton of passes, though.
That's why I was about to say that. Yeah, you can put him in backup, though. Yeah.
Would you put him above Frank Gore? Because I put Frank Gore.
Well, he's more versatile than Frank Gore because he has.
I'll give him the edge there for sure.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams.
He's
average.
He's average, yeah. I think you could put him.
Would you put him above Damian Williams?
No.
I think he's above AP though.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Because I just think he's a better player as of now than AP.
Yeah, I agree. Next, the man that beat cancer, James Conner.
Has a great story.
Yeah. He had a down year this past year too. But
I put him at average. I feel like he just seemed like he didn't seem like the same running back, like compared to the player I saw in 2018. He just seemed slower, and
he had a fire in 2018 because he knew his job he knew he was gonna be a backup running back at any time. anytime. So he knew he had to push it. He had
and
to.
then he got this. He got the starting job this year, and
yeah, exactly.
Wasn't I got to put him average, and
he's the highest of the averages. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I mean, I think that's fair because I think
David Johnson hasn't done much, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. Fair enough. And I also think, side note here, Big Ben is coming back, and I think the offense is just going to be better than it was before.
Yeah,
so,
I could see though by the end of this year he can be borderline elite.
Okay, quick question for you: do you think James Conner signs a long-term deal with the Steelers?
I think so. Yeah, I think he will.
Because I don't think he will, unless he has like a crazy year this year.
I think he's gonna have a good year this year because Big Ben is back.
Okay, fair enough. I just don't. I don't think he's the type of running back you tie yourself to long term.
He's high average right now. He really dropped off last year. Otherwise, I'd have him borderline elite, probably above Carson too. But no, not anymore.
The way I see it though is unless you're like part of the elite tier, and like maybe like borderline elite, like that's probably like cut it, like bringing it too far, pushing it too far. Unless you're top of the part of that group, I can't really pay you. And as of now, for me, I don't think he's part of that group.
All right, fair enough. Okay, yeah, I agree. Next,
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins
from Ohio State, drafted by the Ravens.
Yep, he's star potential. I think he's the lowest of the star potential, sadly.
I agree with you just because they have Gus Edwards and they also have Mark Ingram, who we're getting to soon enough. And Mark Ingram is a beast still, very much still a beast.
Yeah. Next we have
Joe Mixon.
It's the Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's borderline elite. He's the highest of the borderline elite too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you think you can make a debate for him? Like as a pure player, I feel like you could make a debate that he has the same talent as those guys, but he's on the Bengals.
Yeah, poor guy. Yeah, he's also a monster though too.
He's got injured. Monster, 100%.
He's kind of injury prone though. So, yeah. Next is my man, Jonathan Taylor. He's in my opinion the highest of the star potential.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Just because I don't think they're giving Marlon Mack a deal whatsoever. I think they're probably just gonna end up signing some no name off the street, or they're gonna be drafting someone in the late rounds come 2021. And they also still have Nyheim Hines, so they have enough talent to replace Marlon Mack for sure.
Yeah. Next is
Jordan Howard.
I
put him borderline elite still.
Shut up.
100%, bro. Jordan Howard is a beast. Jordan Howard is the most hated on running back in the NFL. You're
not winning that argument ever. I think he's.
How?
Never ever winning that argument. He wasn't even good with he was good with the Dolphins.
He hasn't played for the Dolphins. He hasn't played a single snap for them yet.
What team was he? Wasn't his first team the Dolphins?
His first team was the Bears, bro.
Yeah, I thought he moved from the Dolphins to the Bears and then the Eagles, then back to the Dolphins. All right, I'm thinking of Jay Ajayi. That's probably why I said Dolphins.
Probably why, yeah. I mean, his first 3 years, bro, he put up like 1,000 yards from scrimmage every single year. Yeah. And even, I mean, last year he got hurt. I mean, but if he didn't get hurt, where would you put him?
We're not seriously having this debate. Miles Sanders is a better running back than him, so I'm not.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah. But so
I put him average, bro. At least. I mean, high average. I think he's probably gonna get more touches, or not more touches, but I think he's gonna be more effective with his touches.
I'd rather have AP than him. Not gonna lie.
What, dude? This is where I disagree with you on, bro. I'm going to say it again. Jordan Howard is the most hated on running back in the NFL. I don't understand it.
He's trash.
How is Jordan Howard trash? Like he's
definitely average. Not. You better not put him above Jamal Williams. That's disrespectful. Don't do it. You shouldn't even be above AP. You shouldn't even be above AP.
He's a better player as of now than AP is.
No. I don't agree with that.
Why don't you agree with that? Jordan Howard is just a younger, better AP. I mean, he's only 26 I think he's 26.
He just came off an injury though too. Entering into this season, also the Dolphins also drafted running back, didn't they?
I feel like they drafted one, but at the same time,
doesn't matter. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, at the same time, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, they traded for Matt Breida. To be fair, they do have Kalen Ballage.
Are you serious? Matt Breida's better than Jordan Howard.
Matt Breida and Jordan Howard are going to be the perfect slash a dash duo, 100%. Mark my words. And Kalen Ballage will come in to back up.
I'm okay with that argument. I still, it's your list. I'm gonna give it to you on that, but I don't think he's better than AP. Not a chance. Let's move on. We're gonna have a disagreement on that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs.
He's borderline elite, but I think you can put him. He's above Carson for me. Entering into the season, I think he'll perform better than Carson too. So yeah.
Would you put him above Eckler?
Oh, I didn't see Eckler. Yeah, I would put him above Eckler. I think that'd stop.
I can't put him above Aaron Jones though.
Yeah, I'd stop
Aaron Jones.
Stop there.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a cool place to stop for me.
Kareem Hunt.
Oh God, this guy was elite. This guy was very elite.
He was probably the highest of elite.
Yeah. Right now you can honestly make the argument that he's unknown because I don't know how, because 8 games is such a small sample size.
Interesting.
Because here's the thing, out of those 8 games he actually performed quite well, so you could put him even at borderline elite. But the other thing is he's still splitting carries with Nick Chubb.
He's not splitting carries either. He is the clear number 2.
And now he's clear number. Yeah, exactly. Now he's clear number 2, so it's even more weird. And it's quite interesting.
Talent wise, I'd say he's probably still borderline elite. But
yeah, exactly.
But just what I think of him like going into 2020, like who I think will probably finish better. I think
put him unknown. I definitely think you can put him unknown.
I'm going to put him highest unknown. I agree with that.
Yeah, because I actually don't know what we're going to see from him. I genuinely do not know. He could either pop off as like a running back tandem like Ingram and Kamara were, or like he could even be the running back 1 on some like crazy stuff. So I mean, anything could happen. I
think he's going to be super volatile too.
Yeah, I think he'll have a good year though. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Because Kareem Hunt, even in the 8 games he played, he seemed pretty impressive still.
What would you clarify? What would you classify as being a good year for a backup running back? Like 600, 700 yards from scrimmage?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely a good year. And if he exceeds that, then you can definitely put him at borderline elite because that's where he actually is.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's just not in the right position for it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think he might even be borderline elite, but he's not in the position for it at all. So
yeah, no, I think talent-wise he's borderline elite, but I'm thankful you brought up that he might be an unknown because I think that's probably the perfect place to put him.
Yeah, I honestly think it's disrespectful to put him at average. That's the thing. I can't put him there.
Yeah, I can't put him on the same tier as his players, like, you know.
Not a chance.
Like Alexander Madison. To be honest, Alexander Madison, we might have to drop down. But just as a player, I think his talent is up at the average tier. Kenyon Drake.
Oh, dude, if he's higher than David Johnson, so you could put him star.
I think star potential. Kenyon Drake is relatively young. I think he's. I'm looking at it right now. I believe he's turning 26 during this season. So he's relatively young.
That's relatively young. Okay, then yeah, star potential is cool to me. He's not on the same tier as Carson, although he could be one day.
I'd argue he's the highest star potential going into 2020.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Kruska, yeah.
Because just quick math off the top of my head, I actually had to pull up my calculator for this one. He had 814 scrimmage yards in 8 games with a new team that he literally got traded to midseason. I mean, his first game he had like 150 yards.
Yeah. No wonder they got rid of David Johnson. That guy was a bum. But yeah, I'm cool.
They plugged in a guy who they literally traded for. Like literally, he got off the plane and they gave him his number.
It was such a random pick, a random trade. But I honestly didn't think of anything from that trade. Kenyon Drake was then the running back one for the Dolphins. The Dolphins were trash. They didn't have a win, so nobody thought anything of it. And he killed it. And now
he was. To be fair, he was sort of inconsistent there, but his highs were literally like, I'm part of the elite tier of the NFL when it comes to running backs. And again, he literally got off the plane. They gave him his jersey, and he still performed better than David Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. So that says it all for me. Next we have
Ariane Johnson.
All right, so you can put him in that Lacey category too, actually. Even though I think he's talented, I think yeah, you can put him there.
He belongs in the meme tier because literally he gets
second round.
Again,
both of them were second round.
This isn't a fantasy podcast, but if it were, you'd know all about everyone hyping up Kerryon Johnson for the last like 3 years and him getting injured literally like week 3 every single year and completely bombing. So he's a meme tier player for me. I put him below Montgomery though, because at least with Kerryon, you've seen like spurts of talent. David Montgomery was just a bomb.
Yeah, I agree. Next,
Keyshawn Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn.
I think I had to put him at unknown.
Although he is you can't say he's the starting running back. He's Peyton Barber's the starting and
Peyton Barber isn't on that team, but he's actually on the Redskins.
He's on the Redskins.
What's his name, dude?
What's his name? Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones, correct.
Yeah, Ronald Jones III. Yeah, he's the starting running back. So yeah, you can put him on that.
I also don't know a lot about Keyshawn Vaughn as a player, to be honest.
I don't know much about him either, I'll be honest. Next we have
Latavius Murray.
Yeah, Latavius Murray.
He's like the definition of average.
Dude, he's been an average player his entire career.
From Oakland to Minnesota to here.
Some spurts of starter potential, but nah, bro. He's been average. He's been very average.
I put him below AP.
Yeah, because AP's been average longer.
that's a funny way of saying it, but
yeah. Well, AP, yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. Because AP was trash after he left Minnesota. So yeah, I'm cool.
Dude, I wish he never left, but now we get Dalvin Cook, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, man. What's up with their Vikings, man? The Vikings always have good running backs now. That's crazy.
Yeah, the last decade they've literally been set. They're probably going to be set till 2022, probably, or whenever Dalvin Cook's contract is up.
Yeah. And then once they get the contract, they start performing bad, right, Reed?
Don't pay your running backs, everyone.
Dude, literally, that's been the logic. I haven't seen any high-performing running back that's been paid a lot yet.
Well, I mean, CMC is probably going to break that. And Zeke had it down here, but he still was better than most players.
Zeke's going to break it. I think CMC's good. Zeke is breaking it, but he didn't show it last year, but he's going to break it. CMC will definitely break it. And Derrick Henry, I don't know about Derrick Henry. But
so I want to get into a quick running back discussion because this is a running back episode. But I feel like running backs, for the most part, they aren't able to come back from bad surroundings, and I feel like they're so dependent on everyone else. Like, you can make an argument that the running game is extremely dependent on the passing game, and it's extremely dependent on having a good O-line and a good quarterback and a good offensive coordinator, and you probably need a good defense too. And I feel like a running back is the most, dependent position on everything else. But a player like CMC, who was on a trash team last year, literally Kyle Allen was their quarterback, and he's a bum. he was able to rise above his circumstances, which is why I would say that even though they paid him a ton of money, I still think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I agree. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd be shocked if Christian McCaffrey doesn't live up to the expectation, live up to the hype. Dude, Father's Day just happened. Do you think that's one of the greatest father-son duos of all time, Ed and Christian?
First of all, that segue was amazing. Second of all, no. I'd say no, just because the Mannings. I mean, Archie played quarterback, and Ed McCaffrey played wide receiver. So
Yeah,
I think.
But Ed McCaffrey.
Do you mean like as an athlete?
No.
Or just as a football player?
Just as a football player.
Football player, definitely the Mannings, but I think as an athlete, it's got to be the McCaffreys. At least like father-son duo. But if you go like family, actually, here's a thought. Howie, Chris, Jake Long.
Dude, that's interesting, man. Dude, I haven't heard the name Jake Long in so long.
I mean, he just no. Oh my Lord.
But okay.
Fleaflicker NFL show where we just have bad puns and equally bad segues, but
no, that segue from father-son duo was pretty sick. But
I'll give that to you.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Next we have Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette. This guy's an interesting one too. He's been in trade talks so many times. I genuinely.
His contract was voided, was it not? Like all the guarantees by the GOAT Tom Coughlin.
This guy pisses me off sometimes, though, man. Leonard Fournette. He's like, I actually like the guy, but he's just like he's been annoying off the field.
Leonard Fournette was supposed to be what Derrick Henry was supposed to be earlier on his career.
Exactly. He's already a star, though. I think you'd have to put him at borderline elite. I think. Yeah, that's a good place.
Would you put him above Aaron Jones?
Yeah, I would. Dude,
I put him below Joe Mixon, though. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, Leonard Fournette should be an elite. He's been yapping too much. That's all.
He's also on the Jags. To be fair, the Jags are probably the worst team in the NFL.
Worst organization in the NFL too.
Yeah. We have literally, I think Le'Veon Bell might be my favorite running back of all time, or not all time, but of the last 5 years
that you've seen in the past. Yeah, that you've watched. I guess you could say. In the past
I mean, every time.
Flashback
to 28. Like flashback to 2017, man was literally a monster, bro. Like, Anyway, so
I feel bad for him. Yeah, I think he is elite, but you can't put him there because the Jets suck, and you're not going to see elite from him.
I'm going to put him borderline elite, but I'm going to put him
the highest, obviously. But I think
would you put him highest?
Well, he's not going to perform better than Mixon. So in that aspect, then no, you can't put him the highest.
I put him above Fournette.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Dude, but he is elite. He's definitely elite.
No, 100%, dude. 100%.
100% elite. Both of them, Mixon and Bell, are both elite. They're just on trash teams.
Here's my argument for the Jets, okay? And it's going to come down to
dude,
actually, I can't even make an argument.
Some people have them in the playoffs, man. That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
Okay, this is my argument was going to be Sam Darnold not getting mono, but then I realized Adam Gase is still the coach, and that cancels out Sam Darnold entirely.
Yeah, Adam Gase is stupid. So yeah, you can't do anything about that. Next we have
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram,
borderline elite. 100%.
Borderline elite, obviously. I think. Is he better than? Who is he better than on this list? Let's see. Do you think he's better than Chris Carson?
Yes.
Yeah. I Eckler.
Is he a better player than Eckler?
Yeah. Because Eckler's still mainly still he's
A
still
receiving player. Yeah.
Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
Yes. Aaron Jones. No, you can cut it there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that actually. I was sort of I'm a coin flip there with Aaron Jones and Mark Ingram. And also I think J.K. Dobbins, who we did talk about just now, he's gonna have a huge role. Like I think he's gonna come in and he's gonna start.
Yeah, because Ingram's on the back end of his career, but he hasn't really shown it.
He hasn't declined, which is kind of shocking because I believe he's 30 years old.
Yeah. Next is my man.
Your
Marla.
favorite running back?
Right now, he's my favorite running back. So I think you can put him. So here's the thing with him. He actually performed really well this past season, like really well. He was actually, in my opinion, he was top 10 running back this past year. That's besides the point. I think you could, because he had close to 1,100 yards rushing. I think he has, because I don't think he's gonna stay with the Colts. I think he has star potential, but he won't show it this year. So I think he's average.
I'd put him the high. I'd put him above Damian Williams, probably.
Yeah. And I'd put him above David Johnson too. David Johnson's done nothing too. I can't take David Johnson, man.
Okay, so my argument for David Johnson would be that I think David Johnson's probably going to get more touches. But Marlon Mack.
Can you tell me what David Johnson's done in the past 4 years?
No.
You can't. Exactly. You cannot. It's not possible. That guy's done nothing. He just has a big name because he was the face of running backs for like a good 2 years. And when the Cardinals
it was 1 year. It was literally like a year and a half.
It was a year and a half, yeah. And the Cardinals were the team. They had made it to the NFC Championship game. After that, Carson Palmer left. Carson Palmer retired, my bad. And the team's done. The team's been done. And now he's with Deshaun Watson, who is a better running back, to be fair, than the Cardinals QBs since then. But Kyler Murray could change it. But, yeah, I don't see a lot of I haven't been high on David Johnson since that season. Although people have been high on him since that season. Like people have him, like even in fantasy, he's still in like the first 3 rounds, which I still don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my outlook on David Johnson. And now,
fair enough. So your entire argument is that Marlon Mack is a better player than David Johnson. I'd argue that I think David Johnson would get more opportunity to show, but again, he was given that opportunity. Granted, he didn't have the same level of quarterback play. Yeah, he definitely didn't, but I'd agree with you. I digress. I think Marlon Mack is a better player and will probably be better in 2020.
I think
Matt Breida is up
definitely.
next.
I wouldn't have him above James Conner though.
Matt Breida. He's average.
He's average, yeah. I'd put him probably wherever Jordan Howard is. I'd put him above Jordan Howard.
Okay, sure. Above Jordan Howard. Dude, I just feel uncomfortable with Alexander Madison here, but I just think he's going to get the opportunity. So I'll leave him here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Melvin Gordon. Interesting.
This is interesting because he actually has had elite seasons. And I think he was like – he was a top 5 running back at a time.
Yeah, though he was number 5, to be fair.
Yeah, he was probably number 5, but he was top 5. He
signed a contract, but he didn't get the big money he wanted.
And he's going to be
he's going to be splitting with Royce Freeman and Philip Lindsay, both those players.
Yeah, Royce Freeman's definitely going to still get carries. That guy's too good to be 3rd string. He's not like amazing, but he's not 3rd string. You can't put him there. He's got to be
I'm going to give Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and put him like right behind Chris Carson. But
yeah, do that. You can do that.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I think I would not be surprised if he finishes with like 600, 700, maybe 800 yards tops from
I would not.
scrimmage.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Do you think Melvin Gordon's worse than Austin Eckler? That's interesting to think about.
Ooh, his former teammate.
Because I do think I'll be genuinely honest. Melvin Gordon's a better running back than Austin Eckler. I think that's got to be the case. That's got to.
I agree with you 100%.
But this is not what the tier is about, though. Because I think Melvin Gordon. Because in that case, Kareem Hunt should be on the borderline elite list too, but he's not. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm cool with this actually. With the spot.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Miles Sanders for me. No bias. Miles Sanders is above CMC, but not for it. But in all honesty, though,
dude, he's borderline elite. He's coming up, bro. He's coming up.
I think he's a better than Josh Jacobs. I think he's better than Mark Ingram.
You can put him. You can stop there. I think you could put him above Jones. No, you can put him above.
I feel like you can put him above Fournette, even Le'Veon Bell, but I'll put him below Aaron Jones just because. But I
put him above. Put him above Jones. I'd put him above Jones.
Well, we're at it. We should put him above Fournette as well.
No. That's a good place to stop. Because Fournette has no comp. This guy.
I think. Okay, so talking about Miles Sanders, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head.
Sanders, man. That guy's.
I'm 100% on board with you. I would not be surprised, dude, if he jumps into the elite category come next year.
Agreed, dude. I think he's gonna break out this year. He's gonna be the Nick Chubb of this year. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, as long as health permits, he will be a baller, and I think you're gonna see the Eagles sort of have a semblance of a bell cow running back in Miles Sanders, compared to, having, Miles Sanders takes one carry, breaks up like a 20-yard run, and then like 2 plays later, you have him sitting for like Boston Scott. Granted, Boston Scott is a legend, but still, I think you're going to see more consistency here. Also, in his rookie year, Miles Sanders, it was like historically great at receiving the ball, like historically great. And also, his number is great. I like number 26 for him.
Yeah, I agree. 26, Yeah. I only think of AP when I see 26, but now Miles Sanders, I like it.
Also, wait. Please, we got to talk about him a little bit more. He was underrated. He had like 130 or 40 yards from scrimmage the last like 4 or 5 games, 6 games, whatever it was. And also, I think without Miles Sanders, we don't go 4-0 at the end of the season, and we don't make the playoffs. That's just my 2 cents.
Trash ending. Yeah.
I mean, like, even with Carson Wentz playing out of his mind, he only played out of his mind because his running backs were, they picked it up as well. So
Boston Scott picked it up, bro. Boston
Scott and Miles Sanders, bro. Literally the entire team picked it up. But that's
exactly.
neither here or there. But Miles Sanders is a
I see
goat.
a big season this year for Miles Sanders. Even if I don't have the Eagles at the highest spot in my rankings, I think, regardless, he's gonna have a great season. And probably my favorite player on that offense too. I think he's a very dynamic player.
Next, I agree with you.
Is Nick Chubb.
He's lowest end of elite for me.
I think he's higher than Kamara.
Really? Okay. I want to hear your argument for this.
He had 1,500 yards rushing, and he had 1,500 yards rushing and less than 300 attempts. He was averaging 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry, Arif. 5 yards. Let that sink in. 5 yards. Kamara did not average 5 yards a carry. He did average over 4.5, but not 5 yards. He averaged 5 yards a carry. And also Nick Chubb. I'm on the bandwagon for Nick Chubb, man. I'm on the bandwagon hard for Nick Chubb.
Here's my argument for that. Against that, actually, wait, I can't give an argument because my argument.
Kamara had a down.
Was going to contradict itself because I was going to say the Browns are the Browns and Alvin Kamara has Drew Brees, but they also Okay.
They also have Kareem Hunt too. That they have the running back tandem, man. And I also think the Browns' talent is better than the Saints' talent too. That's another thing.
I think I disagree with you on that one, but I think Alvin Kamara is a better player than Nick Chubb, but Kevin Stefanski is coming in, and I don't know if you know a running back by the name of Dalvin Cook, but he was sort of force-fed last year, and Kevin Stefanski is coming from the Vikings, and I will give the edge to Nick Chubb because I think he'll probably get force-fed, even though I think I like Alvin Kamara better as a player.
All right, that's fair. Dude, wait, what? The Browns are definitely up there for the most talented team in NFL.
I don't disagree with you there, but I just think the Saints are more talented.
I have to look at the roster completely, maybe to see that. I'll get back to you maybe later for that one.
Okay,
maybe.
fair enough.
Next we have Philip. Next is actually that's Nyheim Hines.
Yep, I think so. Yep.
Nyheim Hines. He's backup still. Not gonna lie, he's not even average. I think you can put him backup. You can put him not the highest. Can you actually? No, you can't put them highest actually.
I'm defaulting to you, so if you say he's the highest backup, I will.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Next we have
Philip Lindsay. He's borderline elite for me.
Yeah,
but I think he's probably going to be the lowest end.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put him the lowest end because I do think what's his face? I think Melvin Gordon is a better running back than him, but Lindsey did have 1,000 yards rushing. So that's something to know. And he had 0 fumbles. That's pretty incredible too. Yeah. But yeah, I think he's right there. That's fair.
Next up, we have a playoff hero, Raheem Mostert. I put him star potential.
Potential, yeah. You can put him probably.
Would you put him above Kenyon Drake? Because my argument for that would be he's on the 49ers.
Yes, he's on the 49ers, but the Cardinals are up and coming, bro. They are up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
They're very up and coming. I would not be surprised if somehow they sneak in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think a future episode on our podcast, maybe our next episode, we should do something like the top riser candidates for 2020, and we could each have like 5 either players, coaches, teams, whatever groups. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if the Cardinals were one of yours.
Yeah, agreed.
Rashad Penny.
Penny.
He's average.
He's average, yeah.
I put him.
You could high key put him Eddie Lacy only because he was a first round pick. I'm pretty sure.
You're not pretty sure. He 100% was a first round pick for a team that didn't need a running back.
Yep, that's why you could put him there, but nah, he's too good to be there. I think, you can put him average.
Mm-hmm. I have bad news, Jamal. We committed a huge problem here. This is Ronald Jones right here, and the other player who was probably Peyton Barber. I can't see him on here, but wait, no, we didn't use Peyton Barber. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay. Ronald Jones. Where do you put Ronald Jones?
Ronald Jones is backup quality, not gonna lie. He's not even average. I think he's above above Nyheim Hines.
Yeah, I put him high as backup as well. Not much debate there for me either. I think he's been last year he did show a little bit more juice, but he just hasn't been good. Next up, my favorite running back in the league.
Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is just below CMC. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that much, to be honest. Saquon is
did have a down year. Did have a down year of only 1,000 yards in 13 games.
Oh, only, and not to mention he came back from a high ankle sprain like a month early. Like,
bro, that guy's superhuman.
He's an animal.
Yeah. No doubt.
Sony Michel next, I think, right?
Yep, that's Sony Michel. Sony Michel's average, bro. I think he's probably he's relative. I think he's higher than Howard, He's higher than
Breida. He's higher than Williams.
both the way.
Well, I put him.
You could put him, there. That's a good place. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. He did have a really good playoff run back in 2018, which I think is sort of carrying my view of him and making him seem better than he is, but he's not that good in all honesty.
Yeah. Next, Tariq Cohen. Dude, Tariq Cohen was trash, but you can't. He's not a bust by any means, so you can't put him there. Eddie Lacy. He's trash though. He was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago.
But that was as a return, man. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, dude, he was helpful though. He was definitely helpful.
I don't think he's Eddie Lacy tier. I'm gonna be honest for you. I think
he's not. He's not. He can't be.
He's just like a weird player because he doesn't really.
He's
bring
the
him
lowest.
In there. You bring him in there as a change of pace guy, and
he's the lowest average. He's the lowest back.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. I think lowest average is fair.
Lowest average, yeah, that's fair. Next, that's
Tevin Coleman.
Tevin Coleman's average for sure. I think.
He's a great receiving back. I will give him that.
Yeah. Dude, he is a great receiving back. Yeah, that's true.
I'd put him above Matt Breida because I think he's a better player than Matt Breida.
Yeah.
But I'll put him below Jamal Williams. I think I'll put him above Jamal Williams because I think he's going to get more opportunity, a little bit more.
All right, that's cool. Next we have Todd Gurley,
the fallen legend.
Yeah, I could see him bounce back because now he's back at home.
I'm putting him in the unknown category. I'm gonna be honest.
Actually number one. He was number one.
He was number one, and it wasn't even debatable.
Undisputed number one. Now where do we put him? Now he's borderline trash. I'm kidding.
I'm putting him unknown and the highest unknown. Even higher than Kareem Hunt. Because if he can get back his knee functionality,
he's back.
If you can get it back, and again, he's never going to be the same guy, ever. Never, ever, ever. He's always going to have that arthritis in his knee. It's never going to get fixed. He's never going to go back to 2017, 2018 Todd Gurley. But, I feel like going to Atlanta with, again, they have young offensive line pieces there, and they're not really proven. They did get hurt, Caleb McGarry and whoever else they drafted back in 2018. But Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and not Taylor Gabriel, the other guy, that can only help you.
Yeah, I agree. Next, we have.
Quick question though before we leave this.
Yep.
I want to do a quick bet with you. Actually, I can't do a bet because I don't have an answer for this either. But do you think he will finish with over 1,200 yards from scrimmage?
Oh, that's so hard, man. You're talking about Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley,
yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a hard question because Todd Gurley was so trash this year. He was so trash. He was the definition actually of touchdown dependency. He had 857 yards this year, but gosh, he was so bad.
For me, I think Todd Gurley, if you even
he was David Montgomery. David Montgomery had more yards than Todd Gurley.
You're not wrong. That was 100% true.
Yeah.
I feel like if if Todd Gurley can get even 90% of his knee functionality back, he could probably be the highest borderline elite or maybe even the lowest elite.
No, if he gets 90%, he's elite, I think you can put him. He honestly could be, he's elite. I'd put him elite, because even his rookie year, he was really good, actually.
Yeah.
He's actually had a roller coaster career.
Yeah, great rookie year, and then his sophomore campaign was trash O-line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because trash O-line, and then Jeff Fisher as the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then now McVay killed it. Then McVay's second year,
killed it.
Came in, and then that screwed him up. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Highest unknown, because his potential, he can reach his potential. If he reaches his potential, that's crazy. Yeah. Next, Zach Moss. He's the lowest unknown.
I'd put him above Daryl Henderson, I think. Maybe even I'll put him below AJ Dillon because I think both are good players, but I don't know because
No, you can put
I
him
think
above. AJ Dillon has 3 running backs. Has 2 other running backs though.
yeah, and Zach
Zach
Moss
Moss
only
only
has
has
Devin Singletary, who's a sophomore running back. Like he's not facing like a Saquon Barkley here.
crazy competition. Yeah, if he proves himself, he proves himself. Simple as
I'd put
that.
him above Keyshawn Vaughn as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Next,
Last up, Peyton Barber.
he's also backup in my opinion. He's probably around the same as Ronald Jones. Actually, no, he's not as the same as Ronald Jones. He's
worse
probably
than Ronald Jones. I think he's probably above Amir Abdullah, but I can't put him anywhere higher.
Yeah. Dude, Amir Abdullah's trash, man. Put him in Eddie Lacy tier. He's trash. He's third string. Why is
Man's
he
a
in
meme
backup?
too.
Why is he backup? He's trash. Put him yeah, there you go. That's cool. Everyone else is cool. I'm cool with.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything I'm like mad
I don't know.
against. Like I agree with a
I don't
lot
like
of this.
Jordan Howard, man. That's the only one. I'm cool
Jordan
with
Howard, I'm telling you again, you are underrating him. Jordan Howard will be a borderline elite running back come 2020.
There's a reason he was traded for 7th round pick. That's all I'm saying.
It was a 4th round pick, I think, but fair enough. Yeah, my bold prediction, Miles Sanders goes into the elite tier next season. You have a bold prediction for this? The running back
I
2020?
actually might have this. I might have the same actually prediction as you. I think, but I'll make a more bold one. I think. I think Jonathan Taylor goes into the elite tier.
Ooh, that's a really bold one. I'm
My
gonna
bad.
finish it off.
I'll put him borderline. My bad. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
okay.
Crazy. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. No. The Colts aren't. The Colts don't have. They have Philip Rivers still, unless they have a really trash QB, and they just rely on running. Yeah, I think borderline elite's fine. That's not crazy though.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think what else could be crazy? Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt could be the craziest one. I think you could put him elite. I think that's the craziest one, but that's not crazy. I wouldn't make that take. Though. I would be scared to take that take.
Fair enough.
Dude, I think he should be on the trade block, bro. Browns can get a lot.
Kareem Hunt?
Yeah, man.
They won't get a lot for him because he's a running back.
Bro, but he's so good. He's so good. He's so good. To be fair, when he was really good, he had the Chiefs O-line, which is arguably one of the best lines in the NFL.
And Andy Reid was his coach.
And Andy Reid was his coach. But I mean, hey, Damian Williams had the same stuff, and he wasn't that good. So
I mean, he was good, but he wasn't the same level.
He wasn't like Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
Obviously, I think you all know this. I think everyone knows this. If Patrick Mahomes had Kareem Hunt, he would have 2 Super Bowls by now. So, yeah. I think that's a good place to end. Though I think. I don't really have any crazy bold ones. I think Miles Sanders to elite is definitely mine as well. I think I really see big things out of him this year. I like the progression. I see his Instagram videos that he's doing the Penn State boys going at it. I really like what I'm seeing here. I don't expect him to like completely like blow my socks off, like kind of like Saquon Barkley did. But I think he'll be like, if he's on the Nick Chubb tier, I think he'll be like around there. I really think he's really up next, man. I really like him.
My final thing before we end this episode, Le'Veon Bell will have a bounce back year in 2020. That's my final take. You don't have anything else to add, Jamal?
That's a good take. I like Le'Veon Bell a lot too. I hope he bounces back. Well, I mean, no, it's not that. I hope the Jets' offense gets better. It's not his fault, we'll be honest. So Yeah, I hope the offensive around him gets better. So he has dude, because he's easily elite. He's easily elite.
Mhm.
Easily.
It's just his run. Like I didn't understand when he went to the Jets in the first place because his run style just doesn't fit a bad O-line.
Yeah,
Like I'm
exactly.
sure he's
The
gonna have
Steelers
like
O-line was good. Steelers O-line was really good. That's the thing.
yeah, they were like top 3 every year.
Yeah, they're still like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he got some offers from some team that had like at least an average O-line, but man really went to like the trashiest O-line he could have gone to.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's neither there or here. Yeah, anything else to add, Amal?
Yeah, no, I have nothing else to add. Great episode.
Yep, great episode. Episode 25. Go check it out on Spotify and wherever else you get your podcast. Be on the lookout for more film analysis, and I want to record another podcast soon because we haven't had one in the last 2 weeks. Anyway, that's all for me. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, leave a review also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thanks. Do all that fun stuff. Gracias. Adios. Peace. Have a good day. Bye.